Just past the 8,500 pound mark, a big triple slide camp kitchen salami coming in on trade here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Jokes aside, this is gorgeous. This is the diamond in the rough. Previous owner was all over their care, maintenance, and upkeep routines. You'll find that like where a drawer opened behind a slide, they had a little like child safety lock to make sure that it wouldn't get stuck back there and get busted when you open the slide when you got there because you couldn't see it. You can see that their weight distribution and anti-sway hitching is all included in this massive front pass-through right here. They even had applied basically a skin coating package to help this thing not look weathered over time. It's going to continue to look as good as it does right now. It basically has an extra layer of effectively paint protection, but that also will help things like the stickers and the decals over time as well. Now, if you weren't aware, Salem and Wildwood, which is what we carry down at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, they are clones. They're identical sisters to one another. The only difference is just going to be the color of the exterior and the decals. One says Wildwood and one says Salem. Other than that, they are the exact same RV. So we have coming in the updated version of this at our store. This is a great floor plan that we like to feature. But man, I think this is probably, it's safe to say, in better than when it was brand new condition. It's probably cleaner than when it first rolled off an RV dealership. I'm not sure where it was sold originally. All I know is that whoever owned this thing, ooh, they knew how to take care of their stuff. I would not hesitate personally to like put a family member in this camper. It's in excellent shape. And being, pre-owned, you're gonna save a chunk of money compared to brand new. So you see over here the big U-dinette. What's actually kind of cool is you've got that big full extension storage drawer right there, and right beside that you have your dedicated kitchen pantry. Now what's nice is that's located near the bathroom, so it can very easily double as some extra linen space. You see the roll down blackout shades here. This is one of the first years that they did that, and I'm glad that they do it because the bright flood of sunlight is not really camera friendly, so that's really doing us a favor right now. Now, you've got that indirect light just cascading a flood of light above the slide, which really helps make the whole room look and feel larger. But the thing is, it's nice that it's there. I don't know that it needs it, because this is a larger room. This has a 6'9" interior height, like a Catalina, a J-Flight, or, again, a full Wildwood down at Haylett RV. The central air, keeping you cool through the summer months. We will get a better look at the kitchen when we come in from the other direction, though I do want to point out those easy reach outlets and that counter to cabinet backsplash above the solid surface counter right there. Quick note on this refrigerator. This was made during the period Wildwood was using 110 only residential refrigerators. However, this RV does have built into it a 1,000-watt inverter. So if you do want to keep that thing running in transit, it's very, very easy to do so. The cool thing about that fridge, it does cool very quickly, which is nice. Wildwood was actually the first one after this to then standardize their use of those 12-volt compressor fridges, which have since really taken over the market. So if you're really looking at this, you're actually seeing where Wildwood has laid a lot of groundwork. I'm sorry, Salem, Wildwood, same thing. I'm used to saying Wildwood down at Haylett RV, so that's where my head goes. But they were really laying the groundwork for a lot of things that became very market popular. Now, one of the benefits of that taller ceiling is that if you take a look, you can see my goofy smiling face can fit in there. And if you don't mind the angle of the footage, you get to see that there's also excellent legroom around that toilet. Now, am I able to stretch out like I'm on a lazy boy recliner when I'm on that thing? No. But as you see in the shower, I'm a tall guy. I'm like 6'3". I have enough legroom in there. It's not like I'm looking to sit in the bathroom and read War and Peace or something like that. By the way, who is Warren Peace? I've never... Anyway, doesn't matter. Is he related to Warren Buffett? I don't know. Stupid dad jokes. This is neat, too. This has dual opposing slide-outs in the bunk room. The switches are all the way back here by the bunk room, and you're like, why would they do that? Well, if you were all the way up front where the master control switch is, you'd never be able to see these slides. You'd never be able to know, are they able to close unimpeded? Well, when you're back here touching the switches, you can see that, they are. These are those little child safety locks I was telling you about, because if this slide were closed, the slide flange, which wraps around the back, that drawer could theoretically open behind it, but you could never see it. Previous owner went to the, keep my baby safe kind of aisle at your local favorite store, and put a couple of those little jobs in there to make sure that it's not going to like flip open and cause some severe damage or anything like that. Ounce of prevention worth 10 pounds of cure in that case. A lot of folks really like this too. Instead of the ConvertiCube jobs, this does have that folding sofa. You see the flip up bunk above, and if we fold all that down, you can see the extra sleeping spaces. Now the lower folding sofa is going to be a little bit bigger. But what's kind of cool is depending on how many people are sleeping, you don't necessarily need to really mess with it too awful much. Now the rear wall here is really awesome. Down below, you see there's some entertainment hookups, and I always run into the wall. I tell you guys, it's not easy looking through the camera viewfinder while talking, while not running into things. I'm obviously still needing some improvement. We open all that up, we can see something a lot of bunk rooms lack, and a lot of bunk rooms need. Storage for the kids. Anybody, like my wife and I, when we had our daughter, and we were one and done. I love my daughter. She's the best thing in my life. Absolutely. But she's enough. I think a lot of parents know exactly what I mean by that. And the thing is, though, she occupies 2/3 of our home. It's insane. I don't even understand it. Now, similarly to the other bunk, you have a flip bunk situation here. And that is actually why you're seeing the bottom bunk mattress is just laying up top over here. Because if you want to, and you need to do this, when you are closing the slides, you need to actually flip that bunk up and get it out of the way. What is kind of nice about this, though, is that there's an extra little pocket of storage like a shoe garage down there. And, man, when it comes to storage, every ounce counts. You know what I mean? Now, if you're looking around, you might have noticed, you see that white set of power outlets? There's outlets all over the place in here. So if you are stuck inside on a rainy day, or a big triple slide model like this, a lot of people will use for, like, homeschooling right now, especially given the whole current world health scenarios, and you know, I'm not trying to start a debate on anything like that. I know a lot of people have some very passionate views about topics like that, and that's fine. I'm just letting you know a lot of people have gone to remote learning and full-time traveling, and a floor plan like this is excellent for something like that. This is also really good for, like, if you've got, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way. A lot of times when you hear mother-in-law, someone's like, yeah, I could bring the mother-in-law along. I'm lucky. I got a really good mother-in-law. You know, I don't have that problem. But this would be a very good adult guest thing. Like maybe folks, your mom or dad, they're reaching the age where it's better for everybody if they stay with you. Well, now they can have their own private space in the back, you know. Now, kind of like under the dinette, if you pop this open, you can see that there's this mega storage. Yep, there's a new nerdism right there. Mega storage below that sofa. And it's kind of handy because this is actually, if you look at it, this is sort of the predecessor of what we call today the Versa Lounge. But Wildwood was always working on ways to enhance our total storage, or storage, if you will, and you know, give you a greater capacity. Now, this is a kind of RV that doesn't typically come with a TV from the factory, but you see that you could put one there. Now, the little hole right there, where you would, you know, run your like HDMI cables or whatever to the DVD Bluetooth unit, it actually passes all the way through. Now, it would be nothing just to block that off, so that, you know, if you don't want a hole in the wall where the kids can see it all, you could, you know, close that off right there. But at the same time, you can also mount a TV on the back side of that very easily. Now, let's take a look down below here, because below that thing, you can see a clutter-cutting shoe garage, but when we open that up, you see a little bit of what I like to call pantry-tainment storage. But over here on the peninsula of the countertop, there's just a big, wide open space to put a wastebasket. However, not to be outdone, if we pivot right just slightly, you see good full extension drawers. And take a look at this. That oven was never used. Not that I can discern. The stovetop, the microwave, all of this stuff looks absolutely fantastic. It looks, again, probably, I would truly say, better than new. This RV is physically cleaner and, you know, in more detailed shape, I guess you could say, than almost any RV off a new RV lot. And that's hard for me to say, considering we try to be really proud of our inventory at Haylett RV down the street, but, you know, when you see something like this come in over here at Advantage 1, it is sharp. Neat little thing, too. You got a little remote control here for slides, jacks, awnings, all kinds of stuff you can do right off this thing. Of course, you also have switches right there for all that stuff too. Wide entry door, which is really nice if you've been cooking outside in that camp kitchen. That way, you know, when you do come inside, whoa, there is, what is that? Some kind of little bug. I'll have to relocate him with extreme prejudice in a few minutes in a way that, you know, Disney wouldn't approve of. So taking a look up here, you can see the closet space, but down below, there's also this handy little clothes hamper thing. Now you're going to see some daylight because I have the outside baggage door open. That actually drops into the pass-through storage compartment. But notice you don't see daylight anywhere else around. They do a really good job of fit and finishing that nicely. Now this is a Camp Queen. It's a short queen. However, this is built in the radius nose update generation of Salem Wildwood production. And what that means is the bed got sucked forward. Inadvertently, but it did. And that means you have room here for a true queen if you are so inclined. Absolutely no sweat. And they leave the bottom down here wide open for like duffel bags and totes. Or if you flip that bed up out of the way, I guess it could be a little bit of a little rainy day play space or craft room area. I don't know. Anyway, so stepping over here, again, that pass-through little feed plug for your cables if you do want to do some entertainment stuff. And I haven't mentioned it, but you might notice here the hidden hinges on these cabinets. It gives everything a nice clean look. And that extra storage space here in the bedroom, especially dedicated dresser space, which a lot of travel trailer bedrooms don't have, that is the kind of stuff that you, as the owners here, are probably really going to appreciate. Notice, too, they stuck with the roller blackout shades, even here in the bedroom. A lot of brands, once you reach the bedroom, you cut back down to metal mini blinds. You know, they'll give you the nice shades in the living room, but not everywhere else. Wildwood's very consistent that way. I did it again. Well, this being a Salem, you get it. This RV group is very consistent that way. You know, I can only imagine how confusing that whole sister clone, near clone, sister brand thing is for consumers. I get it jumbled up, and I live in this business, man. Down through the floor here in the pass-through, that is your inverter for that refrigerator. Now, when you're plugged into park power, you don't need to use the inverter. If you want to keep that fridge running when you're traveling, or if you're going to be off-grid, then you're going to use the inverter. I tell you though, if you're going to be boondocking and you want to use that fridge, you are going to need to make sure you have some serious backup power because those resi fridges will tax the battery quickly, but hey, they'll keep your stuff cold. Again, the hitching, everything's included. It appears the folks just are done RVing. But again, look at the preventative care, maintenance, and upkeep. They had even greased the ball here so that it wasn't going to get all ground down and rusty, you know. Little simple side mount solar prep plug right there next to our power jack button. And you know, I love that this RV is in such good shape, but it's kind of bumming me out for a real backwards kind of reason. I'm very happy with what I see here. This RV is awesome. It disappoints me that I don't see more RVs like this because frankly, folks, it is neither expensive nor difficult to properly maintain your RV. Now this is late model, and that certainly doesn't hurt, but you can clearly see the original owner was excellent about maintaining this camper. And it's not hard to do that stuff. If you want to learn a little bit more about taking care of your RV, visit our website, haylettrv.com, and we actually have some checklists that'll give you basic care maintenance routine kind of ideas, like 3-month, 6-month, 1 year kind of stuff. Maybe that'll help some folks keep their campers looking like this, because this is how they're supposed to be. Extra thick skin on the front. Remember, it's got that exterior weather coating to keep everything looking good. Now, that doesn't mean this is now a zero maintenance RV. I didn't say that. You still want to take care of stuff, but basically this one has an extra layer of protection waiting for you. Now, along with the power corner jacks, you've also got power tongue jack to do the heavy lifting for you. Very handy if properly hitching up and unhitching from your weight distribution system, which obviously is included with this camper. This RV does have a fully walkable roof with 3/8 decking. It actually has 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor decking. You'll find that quality shared between J-Flights, Catalinas, Wildwoods, Cherokees down at Haylett RV. Spare tires never seen the light of day. I'm not sure this outside grill has really ever seen the light of day, and that's kind of what's cool about this. This has an extremely exaggerated swing arm, because if you notice, the big full-size camp kitchen is actually mounted right on the face of this slide out. So that grill swings way around so that when you are at that camp kitchen, you just take one step left, and there you go. I think that's what it was. Maybe it was a jump to the left, a step to the right, put your knees in. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It'll drive you insane. Anyway, let's see who picks up that reference. Waiting to see who picks it up has left me shivering in anticipation. Full-size camp kitchen here. They did a good job of keeping the countertop in this very low as well. Like, it's right at waist level so that you can actually, you know, prepare stuff. And you can actually wash your hands in the sink. You can see the angle of my arms, you know. I'm not like, I don't have my arms up here like an Olympic diver. They're down here where it's useful. That little bonus drawer is something I always loved on these. And, you know, we only recently started becoming a Wildwood dealer. So whenever I saw another dealer have this, I'm like, I love that little drawer in your camp kitchens. I wish that our campers had that. Well, hey, now we're a Wildwood dealer. Now we do. The extra storage overhead, always nice. That extra fridge in conjunction with the fridge inside gives this thing, let's see, how large is that? Over 13 cubic foot of cold storage. It's just a lot. And these tires look basically spit shined. All of the rubber is left on those sneakers, and the RV's obviously been maintained well enough and is not old enough to have developed any sort of like weathering issues. This was the first generation where you saw the solid steps on the outside here, taking a lot of that wiggle jiggle out of the hopping in and out kind of situation. Power awning with LED lighting that is easy tilt. Man, this thing's got it all. It's got everything except the new RV price tag. Sorry for the convenience. So give us a call down here at Advantage One RV Brokers, and we'd be happy to get your family camping. And whether you need hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, RV delivery, or everything between, we do everything down here, just like down at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.